Hi, welcome into my channel. This channel is about astronomy, against the current view of the astronomy. The stars are close, you can go to the stars. In this video I will talk about antimatter. So, because they say that antimatter somehow it is at the origin of the formation of the universe. But I want to show to you that some guys that sustain the Big Bang are really crazy. They do not know science. So for this I cut a video from internet and I comment the video. Like this is, I will try to make like for 2 weeks besides Sunday a daily vlog. But first let me point something for you. From this YouTube channel, it is an honest question and the guy does not respond. If you do not know English or physics, so this guy is tricking the interviewer. The interviewer puts another question 2 times, it does not answer. You listen this the question, okay, about antimatter, and then you came back and about antimatter. Listen.
In this whole remarkable story, how much is backed by real observational data as opposed to strong theory, which is very consistent? And how many different ways can we assess that data? Is it one, or is there diverse ways? I mean, starting right at the beginning.
Right. So we don't know yet the answer about why there's excess of matter over antimatter. That's an unsolved problem that we're working on. I did a series of experiments to see if there was any matter in the universe. Other people have done them since then, but it was clear to me when I stopped and started working on the cosmic background that there wasn't a significant amount of antimatter in the universe, that somehow there was this excess. But there's other evidence, there's plenty of evidence. You don't see annihilations between when galaxies collide, right. You don't see annihilation. And matter and antimatter would annihilate. And so there's lots of evidence that tell you that there's not a lot of antimatter in the universe.
Right.
But there's a lot of evidence that also tell you there was equal amounts in the beginning, or almost equal amounts, right?
So the interviewer, I cut some videos. This is the way I made the videos. I'm saying like a tea science, coffee science. This is the pretext for the video. I have here green tea this time. So this is the way I make my videos, okay? I try to make 2 weeks, like a vlog for now. So it puts an honest question: what are the proofs, the evidence for the antimatter and for the Big Bang? And he is tricking the interviewer. If you does not answer, if you listen, is like a wizard, like a word wizard. It makes with the words like this, and you take the answer, but it is not. So listen how it is answer to the question.
We don't know yet the answer about why there's excess of matter over antimatter. That's an unsolved problem that we're working on. I did a series of experiments to see if there was any matter in the universe. Other people have done them since then, but it was clear to me when I stopped and started working on the cosmic background that there wasn't a significant amount of antimatter in the universe, that somehow there was this excess. But there's other evidence, there's plenty of evidence. You don't see annihilations between when galaxies collide, right. You don't see annihilation. And matter and antimatter would annihilate. And so there's lots of evidence that tell you that there's not a lot of antimatter in the universe.
Right.
But there's a lot of evidence that also tell you there was equal amounts in the beginning, or almost equal amounts, right?
So you hear that if you paid attention. He does not answer. He's like a word wizard. A word wizard. 2 times make this in this interview. It tricks the interviewer. The interviewer even is more coherent in the answer. He puts and rearrange then how the things are like with the antimatter. But let me tell you like this. Paul Dirac, the crazy guy, says like the electron, proton and neutron, they will know this, like this defines an atom, and it is from chemistry, it's not from physics. The chemist invented it and entities to make like a combination, like an atomic combination. Only the electron was calculated like through physical properties, to know what is the energy in a piece of electron, if you are believing that the electron is the electricity. And now is and it is not the electron from chemistry identical, was defined by the chemists before any concept of a real electricity, okay, with the electron from Greek. Electricity means, okay, power. With two bodies, they needed to observe that you need to combine. So the proton, and this was known, and then they invented in the 50s, this Paul Dirac said, if you do not understand that the minus sign, you put it only to understand the electricity, positive and negative, like this. And he played with, and they say that if you calculate the electron energy, or a piece of energy, then maybe you have an anti-everything, anti-electron, Paul Dirac, but he said this like through words, like you put anti. So this antimatter concept. But now listen again a second time. I trained you to understand that these particles maybe they do not exist, and antimatter does not exist, was invented. So the first time he said that he did some experiment, but some things were revealed but not revealed, but other trying to do it, but so another time the interviewer is like you are in front of it, and this guy has the guts to trick you, to bullshit you. So another time he says, it is theory or proofs, give me the proofs. And another time he's bullshitting the interviewer, rearranging some words. But I'm from Europe, from European Union, and I'm not a native speaker, I learn English. But I realize that it's tricking the interviewer logically. So here, another time.
Evidence or theory?
Evidence.
Okay.
Is we see the degrees of freedom. When things are energetic enough, every degree of freedom will be populated equally. You see that in every interaction that we do. And we see how many cosmic microwave background photons are left. There's about 1 billion of them for every proton or neutron there is, right? And so back when they were as energetic as protons and neutrons, they could easily convert into them, right?
Oh,
We know that there were roughly equal amounts back then. We can count them, right? It's just count, there's 413 photons in every cubic centimeter. You can, and there's, right, only on the Earth are there that many.
And then project that back. We know how many photons there are today, 1 billion for every proton in today's universe. We count that.
We can just count it, right?
And then you project back, and you can then, at the energy levels that the photons would be, you can estimate what the matter and antimatter would have been.
Right, and
so you see another answer, a bullshit answer. I like this word, like a bull. It's like profound. Bull. Okay. So it is tricks. It are tricks like spells. He puts some spells words. What he says does not exist. But let me teach this guy George Smoot. I've told you in my previous video, like SMOOT is like, but is smooth criminal, like Michael Jackson says. With this kind of stuff, you will understand this. What is antimatter? Paul Dirac says anti-electron, anti-proton, anti-photon. In the 50s, in Weinberg books that he cites in this video, I've read the book. It is crazy, okay? They put an anti-particle for every particle. Even invented particles had anti-particles. If you suppose a neutrino exists, you do not discover, you suppose that's the anti-neutrino even. So they invented even particles that do not exist. Nonetheless, the anti-particles, antimatter. So we will reach over the next part when he says they count the photons per space, per centimeter cubic centimeter, something like this. But you must understand what is antimatter. They are searching, like you see, like European Space Agency launch Euclid mission, like Webb James, and they are in search for dark matter and dark energy. And already they were taking only one picture. They wait 3 months to test the Euclid telescope. It's like Webb put and he says we expect to drop some. These guys are proud, and they are lying. To drop some Nobel Prizes. Already prepared only one picture to take some Nobel Prize. Dark energy, dark matter. This is the main scope search for a Euclid Space Telescope. But I'm telling you, believe me or not, these guys are crazy. Antimatter, it is a trick word. Anti-what in physics are this equation, and they do not know kinetic energy is movement energy. It's not electricity. So kinetic energy is 1.5 mass times velocity. It is a kinetic energy. So this is a trick question. What is antimatter? Anti-photons, anti-electrons, anti-protons is a general word. But what it is, if you have a formula for this reality, kinetic energy of movement is an anti-mass. You have this anti-velocity, anti-kinetic energy of movement. What it is, or you deny by this negation anti all the formula. You put brackets here, like here, you put anti all of it. Kinetic energy 1.5 mass time velocity. You understand these guys are crazy. You do not believe me because you do not believe. And he said that you do not believe me. So kinetic energy is a kinetic energy of movement. So if you and Leibniz did the same, this shows to you what the physics is wrong. I've told you, force mass times acceleration is for Isaac Newton, what kinetic energy for Leibniz. The same mechanical movement. They calculated the mechanical movement. And I've told you, electricity is something else. It's like putting in a blast of an explosion, a wind turbine to make electricity. This is kinetic energy of the blast. Power to move a mass, kinetic energy. So you are in search for what? For what? For what? For dark mass, dark anti-mass, anti-velocity? There exists something like anti-velocity, anti-mass, or dark kinetic energy of movement. He says that they will be annihilated, something. But it is vague even in the speech. It speaks like partial speak. I don't know how to say. So if this has a kinetic energy of movement, this kinetic energy will impact, will annihilate. Why? This has an anti-velocity, or what? Anti what? To convert in what? In dark kinetic energy or anti-kinetic energy of movement, or anti-velocity or anti-mass. So when you impact two atoms that have kinetic energy of movement, and one is anti, one is not anti. So how do you even interact them? Through energy. What they have in common? Electricity. And what says dark electricity? One what? You do not believe these guys are crazy. So it bullshits the interviewer. It tricks him. And then the guys give the answer. If somehow you count the electrons from the empty space. So if you count from a lantern the electrons on the volume, you know what the antimatter at the Big Bang. You do not believe that these guys are crazy. You do not know science. So what you deny? You do not have another equation.
They have to be equal to better than a part in a billion. Right, better than a part in 10 billion, and you can understand very likely, because there are things that could violate the number and convert matter to antimatter, that there would be equal amounts at the beginning, right? And so it's very likely that there were equal amounts of matter and antimatter, and then the slight imbalance in the difference between matter and antimatter caused this asymmetry to appear and caused us to be here. So
electricity, when you search two wires with electricity, one has anti-electricity, one But this is electron, okay? The electron, if you want. So you put a wire with an antimatter wire and a wire with electricity, and you search them, you pack them, you make from the anti-electricity with normal electricity. What? They annihilate where? A non-existent where? So this is a crazy process to presuppose craziness. So from some craziness, there was the need to produce anti-electricity, what is this? I've told you my previous, what is this? What is this anti? What is this? I'm telling you what, anti-human, anti-science, they want to stop us to reach the stars. I'm telling you, the stars are close. And this antimatter does not exist. So if you have the electricity equation of Maxwell equation with magnetism, you must have an anti-magnetism, anti-velocity. Electricity flows through a wire like this, produce a magnetic field like this by doing this rotation with this intensity, this frequency. What is an anti this? What? You put all the equation, Maxwell equation in brackets, put anti. What is the formula of anti? So when you collapse, when you hit the Maxwell with anti-Maxwell, what it gives you? So you do not believe that these guys are crazy and are lying. So, and they're proud. The chief of European Space Agency was telling this to the NASA in an interview. We are prepared to take some Nobel Prizes. The doctorates are not enough for them. Because the Euclid Space Telescope put up above the moon, like now in recent days, is search for dark matter, dark energy. And you understand dark matter to us, to what? To dark mass, to dark velocity. There is a dark way of moving. How, when you move dark, what do you make? Like Michael Jackson in reverse? That's dark movement, dark velocity. So a dark velocity with a normal velocity would they hit? Or what? A mass with anti-mass. But do you have even an anti-1.5? So you put an anti-1.5, mathematical anti-1.5, and you put dark kinetic energy. What's that? So this body has a kinetic energy of mass, of impact. This is an anti. So then it gives you the craziness. The counting of the photons per volume entails the Big Bang. How come? How come, my friends? How come? So listen.
They're double factors. We had to have the fluctuations in order to form the galaxies. We also had to have this excess of matter over antimatter. This small variation that make it possible to be in this room, right? And so there are a lot of nice things that fit together very well. But we can also then do the calculations of how the nuclei formed and the elements formed, and see by looking at stars they're still first generation stars, what they were made out of, and we can see it matches. We can then use the cosmic microwave background to see when the first atoms were forming, what fluctuations were going on, what variations the matter had acoustic waves in it. The speed of sound depends a little bit at that point on how much is matter and how much is dark matter and so forth. You can actually see that about 4% of the universe was made of matter at that epoch, which is 400,000 years. Back at 3 minutes, it was also 4% because of the ratio of photons to protons and neutrons. And you can also look at what the universe looks like today. And so all three epochs give you the same picture that 4% of the energy content of the universe is ordinary matter kind of stuff.
So after you hear that, I will try to make even though I do not have many visualization, but like just to see what happens if I make my daily vlog, the people will come or something. You do not believe that these guys do not know science. So if you count the photons per volume, what this will tell you? Nothing. Squat. You suppose the age of the universe, you suppose the entire mass, you realize what's the guts to entail that from light you can calculate the entire mass of the universe. By simply looking at an object, you realize what the guts of these guys and their layers. Maybe they are tricked too. So you do not have an anti-nothing, but you have an anti. You guys are anti-science, anti-people, anti-humanism, anti-religion, You're anti. You're like an anti-Christ, how they say. This is an anti, okay, the anti-logic, anti-mind. These things do not exist. These things are crazy and they do not exist, okay? So the microwave background radiation, this microwave and they are supposing atoms. You must have atoms to produce microwave background radiation. And the microwave background radiation is defined by a frequency per space, and you must change the frequency of electric emission to electroshock the piece to produce another frequency of microwaves. You cannot pass incremental from this background microwave temperature in another temperature. So if this interviewer guy will listen to me, where I'm wrong, my friends. So I don't have anything with these guys. This is the way I made my videos. I do not believe that I am crazy. I say that the Big Bang is false. But I want to tell you that these guys are crazy. And I discover in an honest manner. I study philosophy, if you want to understand. I study even the philosophy of science and physics. And so this is my background. But you do not believe this, what I'm telling you. The galaxies are simply small stars put in clouds. Our galaxy is not a spiral, it's a sphere like this, and the galaxies, 99% of them are orientated like this. You will see this, like this, towards like this, like an antenna. So because they are in clouds, and we do not see the universe. It seems simple to you or now what I'm saying, but I prove to you that these guys are crazy. You do not believe, but I want to tell you that we can go to the stars. The stars are not like our sun. Giordano Bruno invented this. Our galaxy is a sphere surrounded by clouds. Black clouds made from ordinary matter, not antimatter, not dark energy, and dark because you cannot make this dark. Only if you turn out the lights. The chamber is dark, okay? That's why it's dark. It's not void at the stars. There's normal matter surrounded by our galaxy that full with clouds, ordinary, mainly this hydrogen, oxygen. I even know the matter, and some carbon fumes, okay? And a liquid matter, oxygen, hydrogen, even not gaseous. It's a minus. There's not a gaseous state, okay? So it is a sphere, it is not a spiral, you cannot see the universe. And you will be shocked, and the galaxy are simply, you see how you see this star, are clouds with pieces like full of rocks, like an electroshock, because there's a circuit with normal electricity, not dark electricity, dark matter on antimatter. There's a circuit that causes even and this microwave is one of the energies, and photonic energy and light energy. That's why there's energy per volume, light energy, photonic energy, and this energy it is circulating like this. It with one day makes a full rotation throughout all the galaxy. That's a sphere, and this is the cause for gravity. Okay, gravity was the planets are calculated the orbits mathematically, not through mass, but with an angles from Earth, knowing the movement on night sky. Okay, so the galaxies are like this, put in clouds. And the solar system is in the middle. There's not even a real void in the solar system, because the gravitational waves, electricity waves, and microwave waves, and these are the cause of pushing the planets like this, and light waves, and okay, and many types of radiation, electronic, non-electronic. We do not know, okay, We are defining this all wrong. So, and you do not see the universe. And when you find this, you will cross yourself like this, okay? Because you'll see these guys. But I'm telling you all already that, and I show to you how they are lying.
So this beautiful picture that you painted by cosmologists, is backed by independent sources of data, each one of which confirm the story.
Right. There are several different observations from several different epochs, several different techniques that all give you the same answer, that the stuff we're made out of and the stuff we see around us is only a small percentage of what's in the universe, but it's a vital percentage.
Like straight, with a straight face in the front of the interviewer. 2 times he's bullshitting, he's rearranging the words but meaning nothing. And then the interviewer says somehow that it is an asymmetry between antimatter and matter and antimatter. And we're so lucky because if it was disproportional annihilation, stupid story, children's stories. We are so lucky, like if this was antimatter, but a small antimatter, and a matter was normal, and we're so lucky we remain with some stupid stuff like this. But I'm telling you, they do not know, okay? So I started to make a video on I will see what happens if I can collect people on my channel. If you can, if you can, okay, maybe you'll distribute it. So what is anti? Anti to what? Anti to what? Anti-electricity? Anti what? So this is the way I make my videos. God bless. I'm saying like a tea science, coffee science. I have a green tea here. Like a pretext for science, okay? We cannot see the universe. They invented this term, the totality of creation. And this will be worth shaking when they will find. And the stars are small. And they are not like our sun. Goodbye.